Welcome to this short recording to demonstrate the integration capabilities of Rocket Aldon Lifecycle Manager with U2 for source control and release management. Our demo application consists of various basic programs, dictionary items, files and reports, and our task today is to correct the date format which is incorrect and modify the company name of this report. I'm going to start by editing a program that is currently under source control within the Rocket Aldon Lifecycle Manager secure repository. This means that you are able to control which users are able to access any of the U2 components with automatic tracking of exactly what is changed, when and by whom. I'm going to start by invoking Wintegrate to edit this program. And as the editor is launched, it knows that the program is under source control, so I'm prompted to enter my login details to access a repository. As I start to make my edit to the program, I'm then prompted to perform a checkout. Now, a checkout is a process of copying the source code from the Rocket Aldon repository into the development environment, and a checkout must be performed in order to change in a U2 component. A checkout can be associated with a task, and often a task is related to a particular change request or project. And we can also enter comments. And I'm now just going to edit the changes to the program, then save the changes to the U2 development account, compile and run it. And then we'll be able to see our changes to the date now been made. Once complete, I now need to check in my changes back into the Rocket Aldon repository. And to do this, we simply select LM from the toolbar and check in. And again, we can enter comments which relate to the particular project we're working on. Okay, now so let's look at using a different editor to modify source code. And I'm going to use my TCL editor here to change the company name of this report. So I'm going to use a Lifecycle Manager command to open up the company file. And again, once I enter this, I'm going to be prompted to ask if I want to check out the file, if I want to edit it. And again, with the checkout, we can enter the task name. So I'm going to use the same task of task 86. And again, we can also enter comments which relate to the particular project that we're working on. Once it's checked out, that means we can now make our changes to the code. So I'm simply going to edit the company name and change it from Acme to Rocket. And then we'll save the changes to the report. And if we run it, we'll be able to see the changes are now made in our development account. Once we're happy with the report, we then need to check in the changes back into the Aldon repository. So again, we can do this at the command line level, and we perform the lme.checkin, and this will check in the code back into the Aldon repository, and we can also automate the deployment and installation to the next U2 account, your testing account. Once this is complete, we have both components then in the QA U2 account. And once the testing is complete, the next step then is to move the changes we've made into the next environment in the life cycle. In our demo system, this is production. So here we have our Rocket Aldon web portal, and we can use this web-based tool to navigate to the particular release of the U2 application. And then we'll be able to see the task 86 that we've been working with is sat in the QA environment. We can see the components that we've been modifying, the program and the file within that task. And to move this forward into the production environment, we simply need to select it and say promote to production. Now, this is a secure feature that you can give your release managers or operations department to perform. And once they promote to production, we can then monitor the deployment happening in real time. And it shows you all the steps of the deployment. And if we look at the details, we can see that it's now being deployed over to the target production U2 account, and then it will start to install the components inside the U2 account. It produces a report which we can look at from the web here, and it shows us it's now gone to the PDN U2 account, and that it's been compiled and catalogued into that account. So these components are now ready to be used in the production account. We can now just take a quick look at that report. So if we go back into TCL, we can now run the report, and we'll see that the changes have now been made to the date and to the company name. So this brings us to the end of this short recording demonstrating the integration capabilities of a U2 application with Rocket Aldon Lifecycle Manager.
you.